Tell me when. 3, 2, 1. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's always a joy to celebrate Shabbat together. Today we are happy to be together. It is, in some sense, a crowd. It is. I know. It's we got a bunch of minions going at the same time. Oh, look at this. So we are thrilled to have people celebrate with us. It's just a strange reason to be celebrating is to be saying goodbye. But we now know that not seeing each other doesn't mean we're not here together and we're good. We've got this. Yeah, we've got this. So the point was not so much about us, it's about Bethany. Bethany moves away, the Sorkeys move away. We still know she's right here no matter how far away she is. That's what I meant. I'm glad to see the people that we can see in person, but I'm also not worried. She thinks she's getting away. She's not getting away. But it is Shabbat. I don't know if your week was stressful at all. A little bit? So leave the stress out the door and take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Try again, breathe in. Let it out slowly. Grateful for that. We really appreciate the breathing, don't we? At this point, we do. So we are going to begin Shabbat with lighting the candles on page 82. I'm going to point out first, we're using these prayer books again. It's what we know. There are some things in here I want you to hear. And we are going to begin our service by inviting Bethany up to please light candles for us on page 82. And as is our tradition, if it's okay for you to stand, please rise for this. That mic should be on.
These lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. You may be seated, but first you have to say Shabbat Shalom to someone you came in with, and Shabbat Shalom to someone you didn't come in with, and you have to wave to the cameras so that you can say Shabbat Shalom to everybody who's watching you.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are turning to page 84, and we are going to go directly to singing Shalom Aleichem. We're welcoming the angels that accompany us on Shabbat on page 84.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ochem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei
The synagogue is the sanctuary, the safe place of Israel. Born of our longing for the living God, it has been to Israel throughout our wanderings, get it, wanderings? A visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Steadfast it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace. Its truths are true for all people. Its love is a love for all people. Its God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, v'miru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, la'alam u'almei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpahar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yit'halal, shemeh dekudisha, berichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, v'miru, amen. Baruchu et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, "You cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you." Even so does your goodness pass before us in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Join me on page 88. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chetavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We read together. You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your heart. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God. I, the Eternal One, shall have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
We are Israel, witness to the covenant between God and God's children.
This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power.
You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else.
We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
You shall not oppress your neighbors nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to beat swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, O God, when we are witnesses to your love and messengers of your truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me.
We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you, God our Redeemer,
as did our ancestors on the shores of the
Red
sea.
Sea. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha leda b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la, ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la.
Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish, a time of happiness, of contentment and rest. We give thanks for the night and its rest, and the promise of peace for all the world. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beini uven b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 93. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth. God of life and death, be praised. Through us, send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust. Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth, we hallow your name. As it is said, Y'all be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy. God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days. God, who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in California, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God. Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Lo'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Lo'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Lo'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Lo'olam. V'tov Yisrael Amcha Tasim L'Olam Tasim L'Olam Tasim L'Olam.
I don't know about you, my heart is in the Ukraine today, thinking about peace. We take a moment of silent prayer. The words at the bottom of page 96 or whatever is in your heart. יהיו לרצון.
May the words of my heart
אמרי פי והגיון ליבי.
and the meditations of my heart
לפניך.
be acceptable to you.
לפניך.
Be acceptable to you.
אדוני צורי,
God, my rock,
צורי וגואלי.
my rock and my redeemer.
אדוני צורי
God, my rock,
וגואלי.
and redeemer.
Thank you. Makes me remember there was actually a time when I lived in Shreveport and there was no Bethany to sing with. I remember those days. It was a very, 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 very long time ago. Thank you for doing that. That was beautiful. Can we go home now? That's all I'm done. Seriously. At this point in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating. Anyone we might want to have a little bit of extra strength, someone who might be dealing with the consequences of confinement or coping with disasters or recent death of loved ones. If you have someone for whom you would like us to be praying, I invite you to call out names. For all of those names we've called out, for those we choose to hold in our hearts, even for those we think about a little bit later on tonight, we say together, "Oh God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. And it has become our tradition to add, on behalf of the military, the police, the firefighters, EMTs, doctors, nurses, and veterans. Mishaberach avotenu ve'imotenu. May the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we've entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom, protecting us, or healing us. In this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they've been called to serve. Give them the courage to succeed and the strength to persevere. May they return home safely, and let us say, Amen. So today we don't have a sermon. We have a couple of things we want to do for Bethany. I'm going to go first. So this is not the farewell for Bethany. We're going to have a huge gala. We're going to get to eat good food and decorate a place and dance the night away. I don't know what we're going to do. Whatever it is we're going to do, we're going to do it. We're going to do it up big. But the Sorkeys are leaving in just a couple weeks, and we didn't want them to leave without at least saying goodbye. So I was trying to make a list of the kinds of things that Bethany's been doing. I've got it only takes I feel like one of those, you remember Bullwinkle? Just listen. I tried to put this to a song. Wait till you hear the kinds of songs I'm going to do for the gala, because this was really fun. Something about Bethany, something about Bethany. I mean, I'm not kidding. There's some good stuff coming. Something's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. Something good, not tonight. I'm going to, there's a list of things like, so as long as I've known her, because before then I know that she was doing things like bopping around doing bluegrass things in Japan and building houses and all kinds of things. And but as long as I've known her, she's been raising children. She went through cancer treatments. She was in a number of authority positions of responsibility. She plays music, not just with me, but with the geezers. I love that about her. And with Super Jews, and at the world religion stage. She's been the head of our Hadassah. She's the executive director of the Federation. I know her, but I'm not allowed to talk about this out loud, about how she's an electrician. And I will neither confirm nor deny things in this building that were put together thanks to her electronics. I didn't say that out loud, but still working. Cook, knitting, quilting, the renovations, all the things that she's done. So I was kind of hoping that this could have fallen on a week. We are in the middle of the part of the Torah where we are supposed to be talking about building the tabernacle. And we're asked to bring our gifts. And it turns out that the people bring so many gifts that Moses finally has to say, stop. And I think of Bethany when I think of someone who brings so many gifts that we have to say, okay, stop, take a break. You need to take a break. But we never did. She kept giving. But what does happen this week in our Torah portion is the golden calf. Something we don't even want to talk about out loud, the golden calf. And so I don't think of anything in our community that reminds me of the golden calf. But what happens afterwards does remind me of Bethany. And that is that God kind of says, let me at him, let me at him. And I don't know of anything that God is saying that about us about either. But the thing that I do equate with Bethany is if I had to pick any human being to fight with God fight with God on our behalf, on my behalf, on anyone's behalf, it would be Bethany. She's not going to take nothing from nobody, not even from God. And just like Moses did when we did that terrible thing that we did with the golden calf, God repented thanks to what Moses said. And I don't want to, I'm afraid to say this because you're not going to love me as a rabbi anymore if you know how often I have gone to Bethany when I have been confused about what do we do? I mean, this is driving me crazy. What are we going to do? And Bethany has always been there and always been a voice of reason for me. So that's why I said what I did at the beginning, because I know that no matter how far away she goes, she's still going to be a phone call away from me or I'm in trouble. I need someone to fight God with for me. So that's what I'm going to say for now. We'll save more for my parodies when we get to the gala. But I need to invite, who goes first? Jerry, you ready? Okay, come on up. So this is not like the Federation doesn't get to talk and the brother, everybody else doesn't get to talk. This is just sisterhood needs to say something and the congregation gets to say something, and that's it. You want that? Yeah. Yeah, so cool, huh? We got this. For you.
Baby step.
Ta-da. Do you want Bethany here?
I do want Bethany here.
Do you mind?
Bring
Okay.
your hanky.
I know there's a song about that.
And I would like our ladies in the sisterhood to stand up and join me, please, because this is from all of us. Oh, don't cry.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
We have a plaque that says Bethany Sorkey for everything she has done for us with love and appreciation, the B'nai Zion Sisterhood.
Oh, that is
That-
the best. Thank you.
But a truly great mentor is hard to find, difficult to part with, and impossible to forget. We are going to place that in a place of honor. Your light will shine forever.
Thank you.
It is these rare, rare people that we will think of often, always remain fortunate to have known them.
Well, thank
And when you
so
get to
much.
California, tell them that the sisterhood, we really like to be the yayas. That's how we do.
Oh, thank you so much.
Your light will shine on in a place of honor.
Thank
Thank
you.
The list is endless.
May I say thank you?
Yeah, you may, but we got somebody else who has to thank you too, by the
Okay,
way.
but she's
you want to say
thanking-
thank you to sisterhoods first? Go ahead. Do it. Do it.
I'll
Go.
say thank you when you're done, because I know I want to say thank you again.
That's
Okay,
good.
you saw that.
That
We're
is
gonna
just
leave that.
beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
love that so much.
Okay.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
That's from all of us.
Come on up, Kathy. I don't think she needs this.
That is so nifty.
Isn't that cool? We thought of everything. Remember renovations? And you were there. You got to come by the microphone, sorry.
Oh, wait. Just a minute. There is a face behind this. But you know, the face, and I'm looking at it. No, no.
Yeah, move up closer so she could be talking to the microphone, sorry, so everybody can hear. Thank you.
It has been, you have been so much a part of what we call the community. There is, you know, it doesn't matter where you are. The arms reach out, you're part of us, and we wish you well. We wish you might have a change of mind. I know the house hasn't sold yet, you know, and so you could possibly change your mind, maybe. No?
It might happen.
Who knows? Who knows? But the other great thing about this evening, besides having you here with us and that we can all say a few good words to her, I'm thrilled to see some of her family who I haven't seen since a bat mitzvah, I think. And I hate that this is the reason that brought them out. But anyway, we love you. We'll miss you. And as Rabbi said, don't change your cell phone number. You can't. You can't.
I'll be there.
Okay, because God knows, God knows what we'll need you for, but we'll need you. And we love all that you've done for us and your care for all of us.
Thank you so much. I just want to thank everybody on behalf of my family and myself for turning out and for just being such a wonderful community. We will miss you very much.
We're going to do things a little bit out of order. Since the president is here, we're going to let her do her announcements, but we still have a presentation to do for Bethany. Well, you're going to want to be down there to see it. And it's going to take us a moment of getting stuff together. So you could do this
set
first,
up.
yeah, so we can start setting up, you don't,
Okay.
while you're doing this, maybe?
Shabbat Shalom. I am thrilled to see so many of you with us, and remember there's services next week and the week after and the week after, and we'd love to have you all with us. There will not be a Zoom Oneg Shabbat tonight. Tomorrow, Rabbi Jana will lead Torah study at 9:45. We will also have a Shabbat morning service at 11 a.m. Both of those will be on Zoom. The prayer book is on screen. The Zoom details are easy to find on the B'nai Zion website. This Wednesday at 2 o'clock, Rabbi will lead discussions about ethical dilemmas from a Jewish perspective at the Oaks. She will also be teaching the final week of the current round of classes. Watch for new classes beginning in March. Karen will be out of the office this week, the 23rd through Wednesday the 2nd. We have some volunteers to answer the phone some of the mornings. Please call before you come to B'nai Zion those days to be sure that someone is in the office. I'm telling you right now, I'm here Thursday and Friday, and all I can do is answer the phone.
That's when the phones are working. We've been having problems with our phones this week.
Oh, well, anyway,
She looks good, though, when she's doing it.
I thought I'd bring my knitting. Anyway, we are wondering if any of you have thoughts about a congregational Seder this year. The first night of Seder is Friday, April 15th. The sisterhood is willing to make it happen. We would like to know how much of an interest there is. We need to begin planning now, so please let us know, let me know, let Jerry know, let the rabbi know. Call the office, leave a message. But we want to hear from you. Open the inside cover of your prayer book and you should see a dedication book plate. Most of our services now will be using the new prayer book. If you'd like to donate book plates for our new prayer books, you can use the online form or contact the office. Most of our new prayer books as yet do not have dedication book plates. Donations were made to B'nai Zion Sisterhood Flower Fund in loving memory of Randy Collier by Deb Collier. In loving memory of Francis Reuben Cressman by Mandel Selber, Suzanne Selber Miller, Kimberly L. Selber, and Mandy Selber III. In loving memory of Marchessa Horn Sinclair by Kathy and Marcy Sinclair. Shabbat Shalom. See y'all next week.
We'll be here.
I'm going that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. So I know that if Bethany ever needs a place to stay, we have a secret, and that is that we had one night, we each had the same dream, that we were here so often, each of us, that we lived here, that we lived in this building. And we woke up and we called each other and we said, I had the strangest dream last night, that I dreamed that we're here so much that I dreamt that I lived here. And I said, I dreamt I lived here. And we both had the same realization. There's no shower here. So if we could just put a shower in this building, I think Bethany will have to come back. I'm just saying. That's my plan. All right, we are about to begin a presentation. I'm going to let you know also, this is not the big one that we will do for the gala. Some people wrote in some messages, some memories. We found some pictures. There's plenty more out there. Think about it. We could continue to gather. Bethany said she didn't want anything to have to pack to take with her. So at 7:30 tonight, this little presentation is going on to the website also. You can watch it as part of the service, or you could watch it independently as a farewell thing. Part of the reason why I'm telling you that is because you're going to see words on the screen and you're going to hear words at the same time, and they're not going to match up with each other. So you're probably going to want to watch this many times, one time with no sound, one time with no pictures, because you're going to love this, I hope, for you. We're so glad we're here praying together. Hine
טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May this source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. What do we do when we needed corn? We plowed and we sowed till the early morn. What do we do when we needed corn? We plowed and we sowed till the early morn. For our hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps a dreaming ages long. Keeps a dreaming along. It's pretty easy, you could do this. What do we do when we needed a town? We hammered and we nailed till the sun went down. What do we do when we needed a town? We hammered and we nailed till the sun went down. For our hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps a dreaming ages long. Keeps a dreaming along. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. What do we do when it's peace that we want? It's more than a man can build or plan. We gather our friends from the ends of the earth to lend a hand in this hour of birth. We'll plow, we'll sow, we'll hammer, and we'll nail. We'll work all day till peace is real. Israel, for our hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps a dreaming ages. For our hands are strong and our hearts are young, and the dreamer keeps a dreaming ages long. I hate to say that was another time where at the very last second I said, hey, Bethany, would you do this? We did that without any kind of rehearsal, I think. And that was fun. And now
already. And I'm sure everybody's got stuff to say. We love you. We'll miss you. And next time we include the kids too, because we love them too. And Alan, wait till we get to you. Because we didn't even do one thing about the matzo balls. I don't know how we're doing Passover this year without the matzo balls. We continue on page 148 with the Aleinu. Please rise when the ark is open.
Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, v'atet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
We're going to continue on page 149. You spread out the heavens and established the earth. You are God, there is none else. In truth, you alone are our sovereign God, as it is written. Know then this day and take it to heart. The Eternal One is God in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is none else. Eternal God, we face the morrow with hope made stronger by the vision of your deliverance. A world where poverty and war are banished, where injustice and hate are gone. Teach us more and more to respond to the pain of others, to heed your call for justice, that we may bring nearer the day when all the world shall be one. On that day, the age-old dream shall come true. On that day, O God, you shall be one, and your name shall be one.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
When the ark is closed, you may be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We include the fact that there are 2 people who've died in our military this year. We've lost 47 police officers this year, 3 canine officers, 21 firefighters this year. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And I need to turn to page 152 to talk about singing. It's hard to sing of oneness when our world is not complete. When those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company of those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives most fully, even in the shadow of our loss, for each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world, and each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone, and every life finds purpose. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. We remember those who died within the past 30 days, Carolyn Talbert and Marcia Katzenstein, and we remember congregants' parents who died within the past year. We remember Henry Brenner, Ron Riley, Fred Phillips, and Carl Aaron. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we are observing Yortzeit this past week include Ruth Lieber Anisman, Donna Arenstein, Anita Lee Blaufus, Jacob H. Bodenheimer, Ernest Braun, Louise Weiss Bronner, Randy Collier, Walter James Cousins, Enrico De Benedetti, H. Jack Fleischman Jr., Max Friedman, Edith Gladstein, Bertha P. Goldsmith, Janice H. Hyman, Ben Langdon, Francis Reuben Kreisman, Jacob A. Mandel, Pauline Morris, Geraldine Meyer, Rebecca R. Murov, Emmanuel Phelps, Blanche L. Reyes, Ralph Simon Siegel, Betty Lipson Siegel, Annette Weiss Selber, Alfred Selber, Marcia Horn Sinclair, Stephen Alkus Threefoot, Doris Gordon Udis, Marjorie Wiseman, and Emily L. Weil. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise, as together we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on 155. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemeh dekudsha v'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. Services are supposed to be about reminding us things that are important to us, people, things, events, what connects us to each other. Sometimes it's asking God for things. I chose this song, which I don't think is in this prayer book, it's in the other prayer book, but I chose this song as our closing song because I think these things will continue, but we pray that they never end. Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer le'olam, ha'chol ve'ha'ayam, rishru shel ha'mayim, birak ha'shamayim, tfilat ha'adam, ha'chol ve'ha'ayam, rishru shel ha'mayim, birak ha'shamayim, tfilat ha'adam. Oh God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. forgot something really important. Some of those words reminded us of California, by the way, because it's changing for us, but it's changing for them too. I forgot to do this. I'm so sorry. You should have pointed. We forgot to do this. Please rise for the closing hymn. I forgot. Please rise for the closing hymn. And while we're doing it, we're going to say, dun, 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 dun. That's your new theme song. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you, be gracious to you, shining everywhere. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you, because God has a lot that God looks up to you about. And may God grant you peace and safe travels and Shabbat Shalom. Dun, 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 dun.